Hello friends, see this golden liquid? This is bromelain, one of nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. Obviously, you just saw me juice a pineapple, and bromelain is in pineapple. My cold pressed juicer just pulled every ounce of bromelain out of my fresh pineapple I have here. What's left of it anyway. But here's what most people don't know. The way you prepare this fruit completely changes how the bromelain works in your body. Juice it, and it's a fast-acting inflammation fighter. It hits your system almost instantly. Blend it, and it becomes a slow-release gut healer that works for hours. Today I'm showing you both an anti-inflammatory pineapple ginger juice and a gut-healthing pineapple turmeric smoothie. So you know exactly when to reach for the juicer and when to reach for the blender. Let's get into it. First, we need to clear up the biggest misconception. Most people think inflammation is just about sore backs and swollen joints. But believe it or not, low-grade chronic inflammation is linked to nearly every major health issue. From digestive problems, to fatigue, to the brain fog that hits you at 3 o'clock in the afternoon for no reason. And for me, brain fog is a constant issue, not just at 3. And here's the thing, what you eat either feeds inflammation or calms it down. Pineapple happens to be one of the best foods for calming inflammation because of that enzyme, bromelain enzyme that's in pineapple. You won't get it from oranges or berries or leafy greens. It's been studied for decades. Research shows it helps reduce swelling, supports joint health, and even aids muscle recovery after exercise. But bromelain behaves very differently depending on whether you juice it or whether you blend it. Let me show you what I mean. Here's the easiest way to remember. When you juice pineapple, you remove the fiber. The bromelain, the vitamin C, the antioxidants, they hit your bloodstream fast. Like I always say when you're making juices, like a nutrient IV. Within minutes, those anti-inflammatory compounds are circulating through your body. It's like an energy shot, but for calming inflammation. Now, when you blend pineapple, you keep every bit of that fiber. And that fiber acts as a net. It slows everything down. The bromelain still gets into your system, but it releases gradually over hours rather than minutes. So the juice is your go-to when you need fast relief. Stiff joints in the morning, post-workout soreness, or that general feeling of puffiness. The smoothie is your daily maintenance, consistent, gentle, and it feeds your gut microbiome at the same time. Both work, they just work differently. Let's start with the juice. You need approximately 2 cups of pineapple, fresh, about 1 inch to 3/4 inch, depending on the thickness, of turmeric. This is fresh turmeric I'm using here. She's real pretty. It's fresh turmeric. If you can't get your hands on fresh, you can use a teaspoon. You can use a teaspoon of dried turmeric, and 1 inch to 2 inches of ginger, fresh ginger again, if you can get it. If you can't, a teaspoon of ginger, but try and get fresh ginger. Fresh ginger is really good for you. It should be in your home. I really enjoy ginger, so I'm gonna definitely put more than perhaps some others would. And some lemon juice, juice of half of a lemon, depending on your size. This is a big lemon, so I might even do 1/3 actually of this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and juice. Skin on for the ginger, skin on for the turmeric. No need to peel, just make sure everything is washed, including your pineapple before you cut it. Make sure you don't get any of what's the dodgy stuff on the outside cutting into your inside. So make sure you wash everything thoroughly before we start juicing. That. Now be warned, turmeric stains, fresh or dried. So when you're putting it into your juicer, don't let it splash on your clothes. It will stain your machine, your whatever juicer you're using. So you need to wash it as soon as possible. Otherwise you'll have the turmeric stain all over your beautiful juicer. A cold pressed juicer literally squeezes out the liquid gold from the ingredients without destroying any enzymes, which you need to feed the body. If you're using a centrifugal juicer, you know, the one that spins, please bear in mind that the heat and the spinning actually breaks down some of those delicate compounds. But you should work with what you've got. Just a reminder, what's in this juice? We have the pineapple, that's the bromelain and your vitamin C. Ginger has a compound that's called gingerols, believe it or not, that has been shown in study after study to reduce inflammatory markers. Of course, we have turmeric in this. You've heard me speak about curcumin before. And what did I say about curcumin? Your body barely absorbs it on its own. It needs something to help you absorb it. What do I use? That's right, black pepper. So we just need a pinch of black pepper. I've got some here. Just a pinch, literally just a pinch. And we add that to the juice. You're not going to taste it, don't worry. And I use these my juicing glasses, because it's got the lid just for juices like this. Give it a shake up. And now we have the black pepper combined. The pepperin in black pepper increases absorption of curcumin by 2,000%. Can you believe that? It's amazing, right? Without the black pepper, without something to help you absorb the curcumin, it's pointless. You need something. And in this juice, we add black pepper. Oh, and I forgot to mention the lemon. We added a little bit of lemon to brighten up the flavors and add a little bit more vitamin C, which is delicious. This is really lovely. One more sip. When we juice pineapple, you take away the fiber, which is great. Will enter your bloodstream really quickly, but so will the sugar. So if you're someone that is diabetic or concerned about your sugar absorption, perhaps only drink half, add some water. Now, before I show you the smoothie, I want to ask you something. How many of you are dealing with bloating? Not the kind that comes and goes, but that constant, uncomfortable fullness that makes you feel heavy all day. Drop the word in the comments, bloating, if that's you. Because the smoothie I'm about to show you is designed specifically to address that. And before we move on, if you're finding this helpful, don't forget to like this video. It really helps for other people to discover the channel. All right, let's move on. Instead of using fresh pineapple for this smoothie, I'm going to use frozen. Frozen always makes the smoothie creamier. Hang on, let me get some frozen pineapple that I cut up earlier. It was from a fresh pineapple that I cut up and I put in the freezer. Let me get it. Here's the frozen pineapple. As I said, I cut up the last pineapple I had. I used half and I cut the rest up. I'm going to use half for this recipe. I think, yeah. And also I'm going to use banana. Some frozen banana, again, makes it creamier. It's just bananas always, especially in this heat, ripens up too quickly. I always freeze mine. That's one. Let's say two. 2 cups of pineapple, 1 ripe banana, 1 ripe frozen banana. Just a little bit more. 1 inch of fresh turmeric or 1 teaspoon of dried. Again, washed, skin on, it's all going in. And 1 inch to 2 inches of ginger, depending on your likeness for ginger. Mine is great. In it goes. 1 teaspoon of flaxseed. 1.5 cups of coconut milk. I don't know why I started off using my Ninja blender. It's a great blender, but it's just not powerful enough, particularly with the particularly as I added the turmeric and the ginger in big chunks with the skin on. I need something that's very powerful that's going to break that down Unfortunately, my Ninja doesn't do that, but this wonderful Ninja, this wonderful NutriBullet does. Thank you, NutriBullet. So the pineapple and turmeric are doing the anti-inflammatory work here, just like they did in the juice. But the fiber from the whole fruit changes the delivery. Instead of it hitting your bloodstream in minutes, that bromelain and curcumin travel through the digestive tract slowly. They make contact with the gut lining. A huge amount of inflammation actually starts. As for the banana, if you put it in a juicer, you just get mush. It's a healthy fat that only works in smoothies. It satisfies. It adds potassium and natural sweetness that balances the ginger. Flaxseed is packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which are anti-inflammatory all on their own. But combined with fiber from the pineapple, it creates a gel-like consistency in your gut that literally coats and soothes the digestive lining. And the coconut milk also adds healthy fats that help you absorb the curcumin. Now, I know, as I said before, curcumin in turmeric is really hard to absorb. In actual fact, coconut milk helps your body to absorb it. But because pepperine does a really good job, I'm going to add some in here too. Just a pinch. And then give it a good shake. Ooh. Oops. Look at this. Isn't she beautiful? It's creamy, of course, and it's just sweet enough. And I've added enough ginger, I can feel it at the back of my throat. Let me remind you of how to add these to your day. Here's the easiest way to remember. Reach for the juice when you want fast relief. Morning stiffness, post-workouts, when you have that puffy, inflamed feeling after a heavy meal or a bad night's sleep. Juice gets into the system quickly, delivering a concentrated anti-inflammatory punch. Reach for the smoothie when you're playing the long game. Daily gut health, chronic bloating, that low-grade inflammation that doesn't really have a specific trigger. The smoothie works slowly, it works steadily, feeding your microbiome while calming inflammation throughout the day. And if you're like me and you're dealing with some comorbidities and trying to manage inflammation from all angles, you can absolutely use both. I enjoy my juices and smoothies first thing in the morning. It just helps me set my day right, make good choices throughout the day. But you can enjoy this juice post-workout. This is a great post-workout juice. And for the smoothie, you can have this as a meal replacement. This is a heck of a juice. This is a heck of a smoothie. I can imagine some of you thinking, this is a lot of work to get these juices into my life. I've got things to do. I can't be making these things in the morning or in the afternoon. I've got lots of work to do. Fear not. Just do what I do. Don't worry about that. Just do what I do. I prepare everything the night before. I literally would make this juice the night before. After I've cooked dinner, whatever I do for food at night, I will make my juice or my smoothie. I'll put it in a container like this, or maybe one of those. We have some other ones, other containers that keep cool. Put them in there, pop it in, put it in the fridge if it's just I'm going to have it the next day. And then I'll enjoy it in the morning, first thing in the morning, without having to do any work because I did it all the night before. I can... Excuse me, as I said, you can prepare the pineapple for the smoothie, cut it all up, put it in the freezer, cut all the other ingredients up, put them in little containers and have everything prepared. So it's just easy, just pop all the ingredients in together and boom, you're done. You know, no need to overthink it, be concerned about how long it's going to take. It's really easy. For juices, you can freeze them also. If you want to prepare them for the week, you can put them in freezable containers and put them in your freezer, take them out the night before, so in the morning they're defrosted and you can enjoy them. So there's ways to do it. Smoothies, fresh. I always go for fresh. I do not freeze my smoothies. I make them the night before, have them in the next day. Then we're fine. And here's one more thing. If you're dealing with joint pain specifically, make the juice version as a ritual for the week. 7 days straight. The bromelain builds up in your system. Most people feel a difference after day 4 or 5. Your hands, if you have achy hands, issue with your hands and your knees, maybe your hips, you'll feel some difference. That's a trick from my dear mother. So now you know, same fruit, same enzyme, 2 completely different ways to put it to work. The juice for fast relief, the smoothie for the long game. Let me know in the comments below, are you team juice or team smoothie? Or are you like me, both? And if you've ever used pineapple for inflammation, I want to hear about it. Drop me your experience in the comments. Now don't forget to like this video if you learned something new and subscribe for more food talk. I'll see you in the next one. But until then, eat well. Take care. Bye-bye.